Welcome back, dear viewers. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi visited Matruh Governorate on Wednesday, accompanied by a number of senior officials. During his visit, President al-Sisi inspected the security checkpoints at the Saloum border crossing, where he met with a number of officers and soldiers. The President also met with the residents and tribesmen of Matruh, El Saloum and Sidi Barrani and held an open dialogue with them. During the meeting, President al-Sisi said that Matruh has witnessed a leap in new developmental projects that aim at providing many job opportunities in the governorate. The President also asserted that the state is implementing a development program in Sinai Peninsula and will establish a logistic zone in Matruh to boost the trade movement. President al-Sisi also said that the state seeks to overcome the current major economic challenges by exerting utmost efforts from all state bodies. The President also pointed out that there is a plan to provide water for coastal areas in Matruh and that the new Delta project will be inaugurated within a few months. The head of state also reiterated that the state seeks to implement efficient transportation projects across the country. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said on Wednesday that he has received a number of outcomes of the national dialogue. On his social media accounts, President al-Sisi said those outcomes varied from legislative suggestions to executive procedures in all political, economic and social accesses. The President also praised those who participated in preparing and forming such outcomes. President al-Sisi further said he would refer those outcomes to the state's specialized authorities to study and apply them within the framework of the presidential, constitutional and legislative authority. The President added that he would ask the Parliament for some legislative amendments and to review the executive and legislative mechanisms of those outcomes. Meanwhile, the National Dialogue's Board of Trustees thanked President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi for his immediate response to a number of outcomes of the National Dialogue. Earlier, the National Dialogue Board of Trustees held a session to discuss the outcome of the previous sessions before presenting them to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The General Coordinator of the National Dialogue, Diya Rashwan, said 13 committees out of 19 have come up with legal and executive suggestions and recommendations. Rashwan said specialized committees have held meetings over the past period with a number of experts and specialists to lay out political, economic and social suggestions. He noted that the recommendations were prepared for the review of the Board of Trustees before presenting them to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The Cabinet held its weekly meeting in New Alamein City on Thursday. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli chairs the weekly Cabinet meeting, which discusses a number of important political, economic and social files.
Minister of International Cooperation Rania Al-Mashat reviewed efforts of developmental cooperation for boosting justice climate finance under Egypt's presidency of COP27. Al-Mashat pointed out to the initiatives launched to encourage climate investments in developing countries and emerging economies during the past period. The minister's remarks came during her participation in a number of activities organized by the United Arab Emirates ahead of the upcoming COP28. In a discussing session, Al-Mashat tackled the inclusive finance and reviewed the outcomes of COP27, including international competitions held for emerging firms in the field of climate technology. Egypt's stock market indices collectively declined during Thursday's trading session, boosted by selling operations of local and Arab investors. Benchmark EGX 30 index lost 0.4% to close at 17,990 points. The points, the equal weight index EGX 70 and the more expanded EGX 100 were also down by 0.6 and 0.3% respectively.